Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about home field advantage. Playing on your own court or field is normally considered as an advantage for the home team. Having the crowd support you instead of boo you, being in familiar locker rooms, not having to travel and sleeping at home are often mentioned as reasons for this benefit of playing at home. This idea that playing at home is an advantage is so ingrained in most sports that higher ranked teams are rewarded by playing more games at home. For instance, the number one ranked team in the NFL, NHL, MLB, and NBA are rewarded with more home games during their playoff seasons due to their number one ranking. The home field advantage is so accepted as having an influence in sports that its existence and the underlying reasons are hardly ever contested. However, there is a considerable amount of research looking into this phenomenon, and the results might be more surprising than you would expect. So let's have a look at the home field advantage. Does it exist? And what are the underlying reasons that could cause such an advantage? First of all, an advantage of playing at home most certainly exists. One large encompassing study found that home teams win on average 60.4% of their matches. More specifically, I looked at the home versus away wins in the four major North American competitions for the previous season. Home matches are displayed in green, while away matches are displayed in red. As you can see, in all four of them, there's a clear disadvantage from playing on the road. For instance, in the last regular season of the NHL, the teams playing at home won a total of 716 games, while teams on the road only managed to win 555 matches, leaving away teams with only 43.7% of wins. The NFL and NBA are even worse places for away teams, with those squads only managing to win 42.9 and 41.3% of their matches respectively. So the idea that a home field advantage exists seems to be correct. A team is statistically more likely to win a home match than an away match. Next, we have to look at possible causes for such an advantage. As I mentioned before, familiarity with the environment, the crowd, or even a bias of the referee have been mentioned as possible aspects that lead to a home field advantage. However, conclusive evidence linking any of these reasons to the home field advantage is lacking. For instance, the number of spectators and whether the crowd was displaying positive or negative behavior towards a team did not greatly influence the performance of that team. This seems weird. On one hand, there's a clear advantage of playing at home. But on the other hand, there don't seem to be clear reasons why such an advantage exists. Therefore, different explanations of this phenomenon have started to focus on athletes' beliefs regarding playing at home and playing away. Several studies have found that athletes believe that factors such as familiarity with the environment will lead to an advantage of playing at home. On top of that, athletes reported to feel more confident and more motivated when playing at home. And also, they set more challenging goals when playing at home than playing away, which means that they would be less content with a draw when playing at home than with a draw when playing on the road. So it seems that it's actually athletes' beliefs that cause the effect of the home field advantage. And this makes sense since we know that factors such as confidence and goal setting lead to better performance. This leaves us with an interesting conclusion. There is a definitive and measurable advantage of playing at home in almost all major professional leagues around the world. But the reason for this advantage seems to be that athletes believe it exists. And this creates a paradox. It's the athlete's beliefs that a home field advantage exists that causes a home field advantage to exist. And it's that advantage that then leads athletes to believe that it exists. So the only way to get rid of the home field advantage is to stop telling athletes that it exists. However, it is my personal opinion that we should leave the home field advantage exactly the way it is. And that is because I'd much rather see my own team win most of their matches at home when I can go and watch them live at a stadium than for them to win most of their matches on the road when I cannot go and watch them. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about the home field advantage in the comments below. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel JWK Mental Performance Training.